February 2018, Tesla factory. It's 3 a.m. The CEO of a $70 billion company is sleeping on the factory floor. No pillow, no blanket, just a sleeping bag next to the assembly line. 48 hours, that's how long Tesla has before bankruptcy. The banks have frozen credit, suppliers demanding cash, the press calls him a fraud, investors have abandoned him. Any rational person would have actually quit by now. Elon does something nobody expected. He triples production in 3 months. Because this wasn't the first time. 1999, he breaks online payments. PayPal sold for $1.5 billion. 2008, he breaks aerospace. SpaceX, first private rocket in history. 2012, he breaks automotive. Tesla, now worth more than the next 5 automakers combined. 2015, he breaks telecommunications. Starlink, 3,500 satellites. And in 2022, he breaks social media. X, $44 billion. 5 different industries, 5 different decades. Same impossible pattern. That's not luck. That's not genius. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a system waiting to be unfolded. Here's the question that actually changes everything. Why does the same strategy keep working in completely different industries? Aerospace and automotive have nothing in common. Social media and rocket science are actually the opposite worlds. Yet, somehow, the same playbook works every single time. Unless there's something underneath, something most people cannot see. 1 framework, 6 principles, 6 strategies that multiply each other. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let me show you. 2002, Elon Musk has a problem. He wants to send a rocket to Mars. But first, he will have to get to the orbit. So he calls every aerospace company in the United States of America. Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Orbital Sciences. Same answers everywhere. $60 million per launch. Non-negotiable. Take it or leave it. But here's what everyone missed. Elon wasn't accepting the answer. He was testing the system. He goes home, opens a spreadsheet, asks a fundamentally different question. Not how much do rockets actually cost, but what is a rocket actually made of? The answer was simple. Aluminium, titanium, copper and carbon fiber. He looks up the commodity prices, does the math himself. The materials? $1.3 million. Wait, the rocket costs $60 million. The materials cost just $1.3 million? That's just 2% of the total rocket price. So the question that we should be asking is, where is the rest of the 98% going? On processes, bureaucracy, contractors, overheads and insufficiencies? Here's the insight that changes everything. Strategy 1. First principles thinking. When everyone agrees something is impossible, they are actually protecting a system, not discovering a truth. Ask, what are the fundamental laws of physics and economics? What must be true? Everything else? That's just complexity protecting the current players. But here's the problem. Lots of people have brilliant ideas. Most fail anyways. So what's actually different? Let me show you. Every MBA program in the world teaches the same lesson. Specialization is efficiency. Focus on core competency and outsource everything else. I'm pretty sure a lot of you would have heard this. See, Toyota as a company actually perfected this. They've got around 11,000 suppliers, each one specialized. That is modern manufacturing. Tesla looked at the system and said no. And every expert in the world actually said that you will fail miserably. Tesla doesn't just build cars. They build batteries, motors, power electronics, software, charging stations, insurance products, service centers, solar panels, energy storage systems, everything in-house. Strategy 2. Vertical integration as a weapon. Here's what vertical integration actually gives you. Speed, innovation, margin capture. But here's the part that makes it absolutely genius. Vertical integration creates a moat so deep it takes competitors 10 years to cross. Toyota cannot vertically integrate. They'd had to break contracts with almost 11,000 suppliers. By the time they actually finish, Tesla is 10 years ahead. That's not efficiency, that is a fortress. Here's where Elon diverges from every tech company in the Silicon Valley. Apple designs the iPhone, like everybody knows. Foxconn builds it in China, designed in California, built in Asia. Elon looks at this and sees a fatal flaw. Strategy 3. The product is actually the factory. Listen carefully. Anybody can design an electric car. Engineering is cheap, prototypes are easy, but you know what the impossible part actually is? It's building 5,000 cars per week consistently, profitably, and at a scale for years. Tesla's gigafactories aren't assembly plants, they are actually competitive weapons. Here's why. Every improvement in manufacturing compounds, not for 1 or 2 months, but forever. Let me give you an example. A robot that works 1% faster saves 12 minutes per day per robot. And let's say there are about 3,000 robots, that's 36,000 minutes saved every single day. Another example, a process that actually reduces defects by 2% saves 40 cars per week, 2,000 cars per year, and at $60,000 each, that's $120 million avoided in waste every single year. These improvements stack, they compound, they multiply. And here's where India comes in. Right now, India is actually making the same bet. Production-linked incentives. Semiconductors, electronic vehicles manufacturing, not just designing, but actually building. Because we understand something that the West absolutely forgot. Manufacturing is power. But now we hit some of the hardest problems that everybody faces. All of this requires years of losses, massive capital infusion, infinite patience. Most companies cannot actually survive this. So how does one person fund the impossible? Let me show you. December 2008, the financial crisis. Lehman Brothers collapses. The global economy freezes. Elon Musk has 2 companies. Both are dying. SpaceX, 3 rockets failed. Tesla, bleeding cash every single day. He has $20 million left from his entire PayPal fortune. One choice, save Tesla or save SpaceX. Any rational CEO would actually pick one and keep one of the ideas going. Watch what Elon does instead. He splits it. 10 million to Tesla, 10 million to SpaceX. If one company fails, both companies die. Maximum risk, zero safety nets, all chips on the table. Strategy 4. Bet everything. Partial commitment doesn't break industries. You need 100% or zero. When you bet everything, you get something competitors can't match. Absolute focus. Competitors can't do this. They have shareholders, boards, quarterly earning targets. They are optimized for survival. You're actually optimizing for something far more powerful. Transformation. Most companies build products. You buy a car, you drive it. Done. But when you actually look at what Elon has actually built, you see something strange emerging. These aren't products, they're something else. You don't buy a Tesla, you enter the Tesla ecosystem. Let me explain. The car connects to supercharger. Superchargers connect to solar panels. Solar panels connect to home batteries. Batteries connect to the grid. Grid connects to Tesla insurance. Insurance connects to service. Service connects to update. Do you see this? Every piece makes the next piece more valuable. Charging is optimized for in Tesla. Insurance is cheaper through Tesla. Service is easier. Software gets better every single month. Now, try switching to a different brand. You lose the charging networks. Your insurance price goes up almost immediately. Service becomes inconvenient. Updates stop. The switching cost isn't just monetary, it's convenience, integration, habit, and has got everything to do with the sole identity of the consumer. Strategy 5. Build ecosystems, not products. Every product should be a gateway to a larger system, designed for lock-in from day one. And here's where India is building something extraordinary. UPI, also known as the Unified Payment Interface, started in 2016. Today, 12 billion transactions per month, 40% of India's digital economy. But UPI isn't just payments, it's PhonePe, Paytm, Google Pay, insurance, loans, investments, and government services. An ecosystem just like Tesla's. India doesn't want to build another payment app. We built the infrastructure and now transitioning the switching cost for 1.4 billion people. That's the playbook that we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. But There's one more strategy, and I think by far this is one of the most powerful one. January 28th, 2021, 8:47 p.m. Elon Musk tweets one word: Doge. Within 6 hours, Dogecoin, a joke cryptocurrency created as a meme, surges 800%. Market cap increases by $8 billion from one word. This is not the only case. February 8th, 2021, he announces Tesla bought Bitcoin. Bitcoin jumps 12%, 40 billion in value created. May 12th, he tweets concerns. Bitcoin crashes 35%, $300 billion in value destroyed. No president has this power. No central bank chairman has this power. It's one person, one platform, billions in wealth created or destroyed at will. October the 27th, 2022, a historic day. $44 billion. Elon Musk buys Twitter. Every analyst said that this is one of the worst deals in tech history. But they were measuring it by the wrong thing. Twitter wasn't worth $44 billion as a business, but as a platform for controlling reality, that is absolutely priceless. Strategy 6. Control the narrative. In the modern world, narrative is power. Whosoever controls the story controls perception. Whosoever controls perception controls reality. 500 million users, every journalist, every politician, every person who shapes public opinion, and now one person controls it: the algorithm. What trends, what gets suppressed, what goes viral. And here's why it matters for India. When Western media covers India, they control the narrative. But India is today building alternatives, local platforms, regional content, direct distribution, because we're learning distribution is power. Whosoever controls the platform goes on to control the conversation. Now, watch how everything connects. These 6 strategies don't work independently. They multiply each other. First principles thinking finds the crack in the system. Vertical integration builds a fortress around that opportunity. Manufacturing creates compounding advantages competitor can't see. Betting everything eliminates distraction and forces absolute focus. Ecosystems create lock-in that makes switching almost impossible. Narrative control accelerates everything and shapes how the world sees it. Together, they create something existing industries cannot counter: a self-reinforcing system. When Russia actually invaded Ukraine, watch how Elon's systems activated. Starlink provides internet, X shapes global narrative, Tesla cuts Russian operation. One person, multiple industries, coordinated response, faster than NATO, faster than most government. This isn't any business strategy, this is systems level power. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Elon Musk doesn't win because he's smarter than everyone else. He wins because he sees systems very differently. Most people see industries as fixed, unchangeable, bounded by economics, physics, and regulations. He sees industries as systems, and systems have leverage points, places where a small force creates massive change. First principles thinking finds that leverage point. Vertical integration exploits them. Manufacturing scales them. Total commitment protects them. Ecosystem locks it in. Narrative controls accelerates adoption. This is how you change the world. Not through a heroic individual action, through systematic exploitation of structural weakness in existing systems. Find the crack. Apply pressure. Let the system break itself. So here's your challenge. Not can I be Elon Musk? That's the wrong question that you should be asking. The question that you should be asking yourself is what industry is built on assumptions, not first principles. What could be vertically integrated that currently isn't? Where is manufacturing the overlooked advantage? What ecosystem could be built instead of a product? What narrative needs controlling? Pick one industry, study it, find the cracks, because here's what nobody tells you. These strategies aren't secrets, they are patterns, repeatable, applicable, and absolutely powerful. Elon Musk didn't invent them, he just applied them better than any single person in history. The automotive industry it actually existed 100 years before Tesla came into existence. The aerospace industry existed for 60 years before SpaceX. Social media existed for 20 years before X. They were all mature industries, all impossible to disrupt, all protected by regulations and economics, all broken by the same playbook. Because here's the final truth: industries don't collapse because of technology, they collapse because someone understands the system than everybody who are actually trying to protect it. Think about it for a second. What I just said is very, very powerful. And once you see these systems, you don't need permission to break it. Good luck building, ladies and gentlemen.